Oh, that's worse than what it was. That's blurry. Hold on, let me see something. Is that better? Yeah. Okay, that's it. Hey fam. I've been on the phone with Celadon drivers. Okay. First of all, I wanted to come and tell you there's a company named Hendrickson Truck Company out of Sacramento, California. And it happens to be the company that my husband works for. Okay. I just had to call my husband and let him know that his company filed bankruptcy. He had no clue. Okay. Um, this is crazy, y'all. This has been a crazy, yeah, they connected to Celadon. Okay. Um, Freight Waves just announced about an hour ago that Hendrickson Truck Lines out of Sacramento, California, has filed for bankruptcy. Okay, I just had to send my husband the article because he works for Hendrickson. Okay, he's employed at Hendrickson Truck Lines in Sacramento, and they run FedEx. They run FedEx loads. Okay, he teams and he runs FedEx loads. So, but they file in Chapter 11, and what that means is that the company can continue to operate. What happened to y'all stuff? Okay, the company can continue to operate, but so that the debt collectors won't come after them. Okay, now this is what happened. This is all connected with Celadon. Okay, um, Hendrickson Trucking Company leased 86 trucks from Indianapolis, from Celadon Quality or whatever. They leased 86 trucks out to them, to Hendrickson Trucking Company. Okay, and they said 12 of the trucks that they leased, you couldn't even put those trucks on the road. They were so bad. Okay. So they're saying due to lack of freight, due to them losing two of their major customers, they are not able to pay the leasing company over $400,000 that they owe them. Okay, so they filed already. Hendrickson has filed already. Okay, they filed bankruptcy, Chapter 11. So what that means is they are looking to reconstruct their company and get some sort of debt relief until they can find out a way to pay their creditors. Okay, now bankruptcy has to be approved. Chapter 11 has to be approved. If they don't find a way to pay back the debt, Chapter 11 is protection. Okay, what large corporations do, just like Celadon, whenever they decide to do it, using with the B5 using this company now. But Hendrickson, my husband's company, they have 92 drivers over there. They have 92 drivers, and they are leasing their trucks from probably Quality or whatever out of Indianapolis. They're not able to pay the truck notes. They owe about $400,000. It could be higher than that. Was it 800,000? Y'all got to read the article, okay? They owe hundreds of thousands of dollars in lease payments because they haven't been paying it, okay? So they filed for Chapter 11 to protect them so that Quality or whoever won't seize, repossess their trucks, okay? Hopefully it will work. Usually that's what people do to get protection from paying their debt. So we're hoping that Celadon, when they file, okay, which is expected because they couldn't make deals with their creditors, when they file, hopefully maybe they can continue to run until they're able to reconstruct the debt. But it's going to be kind of impossible to do, and the reason why is because Their customers are already walking. Okay, I just got off the phone with three Celadon drivers. One of them is upset in Indianapolis because he doesn't know how he's going to be able to get home. The fuel cards are shut off. They have turned the fuel cards off. I haven't been, I forgot to tell y'all before the fuel cards got shut off, to make sure that you get all your money off the Com Data card. People got money on the Com Data card and they can't even get their money off right now. Okay, they cannot turn the fuel cards on. The corporation is having drivers that are not able to. They asking them to stay where they are, be patient until they make an announcement on Monday. Now that's ridiculous. Okay, so if you live in Alabama and you are out in California and you don't have any fuel to fuel your truck, they want you to sit there for 2 days until they figure out, till they make the announcement on Monday. Now, I have someone that watches my channel who actually, a couple of drivers that watch my channel that are actually at the terminal as we speak, and they moved the students down to the dorm because their cards wasn't working at the other dorm. They have two locations, okay? This cards was not working at the other location, and so they done moved, transport all the students that they had, or the drivers that they had, down to another location. Okay, fortunately, she said she was able to get her money off the card before they shut the cards off. But right now, the cards are not working. And I was being told that all loads for FedEx and Walmart, okay, I'm finding out that Walmart has canceled their loads as well. Okay, so with them, the concern is, and there's a lot of people panicking about what they're going to do. Hopefully somebody will be able to get an 800 number together so that drivers will be able to call in and maybe get them home and collect some money, do a GoFundMe and collect money for them to get home, and we find them all jobs. Okay, another one, Hendrickson Truck Company. This is where my husband works. I had to just a few minutes ago send him the memo about his job has filed for bankruptcy as well. Okay, so his issue is, and we've been working on this issue for a while, is that they used to pay him layover pay for when he was laid over at the job, and they cut it out. So every time he calls the payroll lady, she is saying that, oh, it has to be approved. Dispatch they won't call him back. They won't call him back. Anything like that. So I was telling him to save his information and we'll handle it later. We getting ready to have this truck paid off and get on the road or whatever, and we'll just handle it at a later time. But so when I was just looking or whatever, I'm like, Hendrickson is where my husband works. So they filed bankruptcy, and come to find out, how about Hendrickson is connected to Celadon? Lord have mercy. It's just a tumbling effect. And now that I think about it, they also have, who else they got? They got what's that company name? Y'all know that company. Heidman. Don't they got Heidman? They got Heidman, and they got Osborne. Is that what it is? So yeah. But drivers are kind of worried. They upset because they're not telling them what's going on. They say people at the terminal is packing up their stuff, leaving, okay, with boxes and everything. Some of the people in the dorm or whatever are calling drivers on their cell phone, on their personal cell phone, telling them to look out for themselves. Letting them know, go ahead and, look out for themselves. Drivers been thinking that all they got to do is wait till Monday. And let's see. They also got Taylor Truck Lines. Yeah, they got a lot of other companies that is with Celadon. That's why they the largest. It's not just Celadon. It's some other smaller companies that's joined in with them. So it's affecting it's a lot of, yeah, it's a lot of companies going. Hendrickson is a company that my husband works for. And you know, it's crazy that your wife got to call you and tell you that your own company is going out of business. Okay, he didn't even know. He's sitting up there on the truck, uh, get ready to go deliver his load and whatever. And I had to let him know that his company has filed bankruptcy. So just be prepared if anything goes on, because if they seize those trucks, you know, ain't nothing they could do. If the DOJ come in and seize the trucks, ain't nothing they could do. So they had to file. All the other companies, it's a trickling down effect, because all the other companies, they got to file bankruptcy too in order to keep their assets. Okay, so it's like, I guess they don't want to go down with the ship, so they went and filed chapter 11 so they can keep, at least keep the trust. Because this is what's going to happen when you owe the shareholders, the investors, the banks, everybody that much money. They're going to start seizing the property. They're going to start seizing the bank accounts. They're going to seize every asset that you have. So if Hendrickson has 86 trucks of Celadons, then guess what? They're going to come after those trucks. So in order to protect themselves, Hendrickson has to file bankruptcy so that they can be under protection of the bankruptcy law, so they won't lose. So they won't lose all of their equipment. Okay? Because it will affect everybody. If they come get them trucks, that means they ain't just getting the lease driver trucks. They getting every truck of all these smaller fleets that have maybe 100 drivers, 200 drivers, or whatever the case may be, like the Hydeman or the Osborne or the Taylor or all them. So if in order for them to protect themselves, they're gonna have to file chapter 11 too, until they can figure out how everybody gonna get this money together. Now, I was hoping that maybe once they do file bankruptcy for Celadon, because they still haven't made the announcement yet of them filing bankruptcy, but once they do, whatever the case may be, hopefully that they'll allow them to keep their equipment and trailers and all that kind of stuff, so they can figure out how to continue to pay their drivers, and maybe come up with a payment plan to start paying their debt back. But y'all, it's going to be highly impossible to do that. And the reason why is because if your customers are bailing on you, you ain't got the freight to run. Walmart and FedEx are big customers. Okay, so if the customers start to bail, they're not going to take a chance on a company that doesn't know if they can maybe make payroll or not. Okay, they got very critical freight to be delivered to these places, and they're not going to risk their business messing around with a company that may not be able to get their loads and stuff delivered. Okay, they canceled all their loads. Walmart bailed out. Whoever else, they all got letters from the Department of Justice. And this is Walmart's busiest season or whatever. And they're not going to take that chance. Y'all, if the customers was going to hang in there with them and probably try to see this through, it will be what I'm thinking. I'm glad you said that. Who said that? Sad thing is that the media, along with the government, lying about the company, and it's showing in the trucking, they may have to do some kind of, you think they'll do a bailout for the trucking companies like they did with the banks when the banks went under? Maybe they'll come in, but y'all, I think the reason, this is my opinion, that the reason that they're not saying anything is because they probably hoping for some kind of holy grail to come through and somebody gonna save them. They still they was up like to the end of this week trying to negotiate with their creditors to let them operate until they could figure this out. And everybody's like, no, we tired of it. They they should, yeah. I mean, because you can't just let all these companies go out of business. Somebody got to move the freight. So if it gets too bad, they're gonna have to no bailout. We not no the government is heartless when it comes to trucking. Well, they can't be too heartless if we're the only. I mean, they depend on us. You know, y'all. This is the largest company. You looking at Celadon with 3,200 drivers, but you're not counting all the smaller companies that Celadon has, like Hendrickson. Hendrickson has 92 drivers. I don't know how many the other ones have, but trains can't move everything. That's right, they can't. So something's going to have to happen for you just don't lose that amount of freight and it not have a impact on the industry. I mean, it's not like just they are saying the largest. Okay, when they say the largest, that means there's several other companies underneath them or with them. But nobody's saying anything. Drivers are very upset. Drivers are, to be honest, I think it's a scare tactic to push companies to rush driverless trucks. No, I don't think it's a scare tactic. I think it's kind of for real. This is real. This is real. But I didn't expect to be right. I mean, I didn't expect to like look at the news and my husband's company is on the chopping block too. Question is, bankruptcy, but bankruptcy 640 companies shut down this year. Yeah, but the question is, are they going to still be able to operate now? If the now the see with my husband out there in Hendrickson, they cars and stuff working, they still running freight. You know, I think their bankruptcy is just to protect those trucks so that nobody won't come and repossess. They saw the writing on the wall, okay? They saw the writing on the wall and they knew that with all this happening with Celadon and they are connected to Celadon, they better do something to protect their assets before they pull everybody under. So the most reasonable thing that they can do is file bankruptcy to protect their equipment. Yeah, and he's owed a lot of money, y'all. Just within the last 2 weeks, he was owed 800. He said that he was owed like $800 in layover pay. And when he started working on there, the layover pay was like great. It was, but they don't have any reason why. No, we're gonna do something else. No, we're gonna do something else. And we're gonna let you know as soon as the truck is paid off. We'll let you know what's going on, but I don't want to say anything right now. But no, not since they operated. See, they long as they operating, he good. Now he getting his regular check, but he's not getting any layover. Any type of layover, he can't get nobody to answer the phone. He leaving messages. They checking with they just giving him the run around. So I'm like, we ain't got but 2 months. Save all your documentation and I'll tackle it at a later time. You know, I just don't have time to tackle that right now. So I know what to do with that. I know what to do. Just keep the documentation. We can prove that they've been paying it, they stopped paying it, and just collect everything. That I got it. Don't worry, I got it. We're gonna get it. As long as they don't close their doors, we'll get it. Hopefully, if they don't close their doors. But yeah. Well, we may not get it because if they under Chapter 11, any kind of judgment that they get will be protected. Maybe protected under Chapter 11. Let's see. This Trump probably make America great again. I don't know what's going on, y'all. I don't know. I don't know. It's crazy. It is mind-boggling. I'm so worried about these people. And like somebody said, was like, well, just get another job and go work somewhere else. Y'all, I mean, this is our life. Like, all our stuff is in here. Do you know how you got to, it take me a whole day to pack up all this stuff out here. You can't take a bus. Where you gonna get a bus to? You got to get a car. You got to have a credit card. You got to I got Ripley. Okay, there's people out there with dogs on their trucks. It's just not as easy as you may think to just pick up and go work somewhere else. Everybody, I mean, if they sent you a plane ticket, what you gonna do with all this? And you live in Mississippi and you out in California. Just leave everything? You just gonna leave everything. Just pack up what you can, leave everything else on the truck. Come on, we gotta jump in. You know, it's so easy to sit on the outside and be like, I would have did this, I did this or whatever. But when you in a situation, man, and it's unexpected, man, these folks didn't ask for this. Woulda, coulda, shoulda, yeah. Hindsight is 2020. But when you somebody knocking on my door. What's that? Oh, wait a minute. Sit back there. Okay, I see you. Sit down, Ripley. Calm down. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Sit down, Rip. Oh, I said Rip don't play. He don't play. Sit down. Okay. He was having a hard time getting in the he was having a hard time getting in the parking space, so I moved up for him. Let me see what you say. Hold on, y'all. Uh-oh. But yeah, he was having a hard time getting in the parking space. So I moved up a little. I moved up so he could make that turn. Y'all know how rest areas are. But what I was saying. But yeah, y'all. Hopefully somebody will come up with an 800 number. The nonprofit organizations probably can work together to help get these drivers home. There's a 18 wheels. What is it? 18 wheels food for 18 wheelers or whatever the case may be. So when trade war with China, this is why trucking companies have not enough loads. Yeah, they're saying that it does have something to do with some kind of trade war that we going on. Because don't we import more than we export or something like that? But when you want to find out news about trucking companies and what's going on, especially if they get ready to close or if they're in financial trouble, look at the stock market. They said Celadon stock right now is like 42 cents. Child, I make more than they do. They stock is 42 cents. Okay. Look at the stock market. See who's on the public. Cause see, being on the stock market is gonna keep you honest. Cause you got to report to your shareholders. So if you're doing bad, there's nothing wrong with a company that's doing bad. You have can you hear me, Anthony? I'm sorry. Can you hear me? There's nothing wrong with like a company doing bad, because you have your ups and downs or whatever in a company. You have losses and things like that. But the problem is if you incorrectly report it and you tell them that you're doing good when you're doing bad, that's the problem. Your investors going to pull out really quick. But if they, y'all, the funny part about it is if they wasn't on the foreign exchange, I mean not the foreign exchange, if they wasn't on the stock market, they would live to see another day. If they wasn't on the stock market, they would have been fine. But since they're a public company, Mission Towers build one health for tires near Clemson. But since they're a big company, then and they on the stock market, that's the problem. But yeah, I talked to about 4 drivers tonight from Celadon. One of them came and one of them the wife came and picked him up, child. You know how you know how the wives is, child. The money ain't coming in, company finna come. Let me go get my husband right now, okay? Let me go get my then he was sitting up there at the truck stop. Somebody called each other. They said the wife came by and swooped him on up, okay? And somebody else said that they had fueled up this morning, so they were still under low, but they had a pet, so that's what their concern was. They had a pet, and they was like, but I'm leaving next week anyway. I'm leaving next week anyway. I don't know. I'm leaving next week anyway, and they're gonna get me a bus ticket. I'm gonna call the dispatcher. I said you might want to start that process a little early, okay? They had already made arrangements to leave anyway. Western Express is a messed up company. I don't know what's going on. They haven't made the news yet. They have not made the news yet. But who else? What I was saying, Ripley? They will hold on. Hopefully. They've been in the news too. I haven't seen Western Express in the news yet. But y'all know what FreightWaves is, right? FreightWaves reports on the economic ups and downs of trucking. So if you really want to know about the economy and how trucking is doing and all that kind of stuff, look at FreightWaves, Western Express. Maybe they can survive because they pay so low. They just paid off a lawsuit. I haven't seen it. I gotta look at it. Look at it. I haven't seen it. I have to look at it. But I just feel bad for what do you know about Riverside Transportation? I don't know anything about them. I do know they are a subsidy Prime, like right. Don't they run Prime Freight? RTI is one of those companies that run Prime Freight, like Wilson and all those uh, other smaller companies. But I don't know anything about RTI. Um, what else? That's it, y'all. I'm exhausted. I think I got about 7 apps, but they're not all from the Celadon. Some people are trying to just get to school and change jobs and all that kind of stuff. Is Warner a good company? I'm not sure. I don't like to speak about companies I don't know about. Smith Transport is good. Now, Swift don't. This is the thing about Smith Transport. I have them. They like the company because it's like a good company. They don't have problems, but the pay isn't like a whole lot. But sometimes it, to me, okay. But they start off around the same as anybody else. But people like working for Smith Transport. They like working for them. So if they like working for them, who could? What can you say? Um, what else? Enterprise. I'm currently there. You go. Tamika says Warner is Enterprise is a good company. I don't hear a lot of complaints about Warner. They didn't make the top 5 companies or worst companies that you can go to. Warner wasn't on that list. And if you do know the attorney that used to be for Ripley, what you out the window for? And if you do know the attorney that used to be the attorney for Warner, that is now the acting director of the FMCSA. I got 2 weeks left until I'm done driving. I know you ready to get out of there. I know you ready to get out of there. It is, y'all, it is like 39 degrees. Is that the police? Oh no, that's somebody got something in that thing. But after driving for 4 years, state police. So now, but yeah, hopefully we could develop and get a toll-free number together. Somebody could JB Hunt's supposed to be a great company. JB Hunt half and half. Some people like it. Some people like owner operators like it because of the freight. They have consistent freight. They have a lot of customers and things like that. But after a while, some people change. But I haven't heard a lot of complaints about them. Slave, good night, Missy. Good night. See you later. I'm about to go to bed too. It's getting late. Get up in the morning. Get down to Tennessee. Hopefully somebody will come up. I wish we had like a little crisis intervention team that when these companies are going out of business, drivers had a 1-800 hotline that they could call in and get assistance if they need to. Creed is good. Yeah, Creed is a good company. But my heart goes out to them. And from kind of seem desperate. Um, yeah, everybody's just on pins. And do I ever come through more in Mississippi? Yeah, I think so. I think I do. I remember seeing that sign more in Mississippi. But yeah. About U.S. Express. Oh my God, y'all gonna ask me about every company in the universe, huh? It just whatever floats your boat. Some people go to different companies for different reasons. Some people might go for the sign-on bonus. Some people might go for the types of trucks that they have. Some people might go for the types of dedicated accounts that they may have. Um, some people may go for different reasons that they can get home every weekend. Um, but it's different reasons why people go to different companies. Sometimes it's not all about the pay of how much the highest pay. They may be looking for something that they can get home every week. They may be looking for something that's local, and they might have that account for them. They may be no, I left JB Hunt when I was on an operator. I wasn't getting loads. I couldn't pay my truck. Um, I couldn't pay my truck payment 1 month, and I left them. I also almost lost my truck. Yeah, but that can happen, at any company. Big companies don't like to pay, and they force you to be out for weeks and months. That's true. That's true. Do your 2 years, expect 50 cents a mile. That's right, Anthony. Do your 2 years, expect 50 cents a mile. Drivers need to stick together and tell each other the ins and out about most of these companies. Pay is very important, able to make your money and pay. Yeah, and that's why I recruit for so many different companies. Like, it doesn't matter to me really where you go. I give you the option, and I tell you about what to expect. And just like if you would just call one company, they're going to give you everything but at one company. They can't give you a comparison of this company and that company. What I could do is I can pull up Sharkey Transportation, compare it um, with Hogan Transport, and compare it with another company. And I say, this is what these three companies have to offer. You can get on this account at this company. They won't be able to get you home every week. This company, so you'll be able to make that decision on where you want to go. Because people have different needs. You've been spent all this time talking to a company and been found out I don't want to run OTR. You know what I'm saying? So it's good. So I don't tell you you have to go to this company. Main thing I tell you is this is what you qualify for, okay, for once. And this company is in your area, because you may try to apply for a company that you can't even go to because they don't hire out your state, okay? You're going to waste your time putting in the application, and they don't even hire out of your state. You may put in an application at a company because you heard they pay good and they only do flatbed. You do regional and you do reefer, something like that. Um, but other than that, y'all, it's 37 minutes. I done been on this thing twice a day, and y'all know that ain't me. So I'm just trying to help these folks get through this situation, this little crisis that's going on. Be supportive of them. It's so easy for us to say why they ain't save no money, or why they ain't do this, or why they ain't do that, why you in this situation. Let's not point the finger. Let's not blame nobody. um these drivers didn't expect none of this. They didn't know none of this stuff was happening. Um, and some of them still don't know none of it's happening. Okay, they got to find out. You got to find out about your company and what's going on with your company through social media and the news. Your own company won't even tell you. Now that's a sign right there. Okay, if folks want to be so dedicated or whatever, tell me what's going on. Because see, I can either work with you or not. But if I hear from the horse's mouth, I'm more apt to work with you on the situation. Okay, what's going on? If we ain't got no money, we ain't got no money. Tell me what the plan is. How we gonna make this work over here? Don't sit up there and just hold everything to yourself and then decide 8 o'clock on Monday morning we just gonna let everybody know, the real deal. Okay? No, let me know. Pull me to the side. Call me on Saturday at 5 o'clock, whatever time it is. If there's a problem, let them know it's a problem. Say, look, we just can't get it together. This done happened. We gonna have to do this. Give folks a heads up. But if they make an announcement on Monday, child, that they if it ain't going under, then why would they turn the fuel cards off? You think they just gonna turn them off and then turn them back on Monday? Lord have mercy. It boiled down into these folks ain't finna turn off. You think they gonna turn off the fuel card with your money on it and you can't fuel and tell you to sit there to Monday and say, okay, everything working now? It's y'all. No, Lord, that ain't how they work out here. That ain't how they work. That is not how that works. You got to make sure you stay one step ahead of the game. But other than that, let me go. I done said I was gonna go. Ripley, y'all want to see Rip? Come here. You ain't said now. You got on this little jacket today. He been over here quiet, chilling, trying to stay warm and stuff. Say hello. Say hello. Say hey. Make sure you get them puppies home, huh? You need a little haircut, huh, Rip? You need a little haircut? You so happy to be back on the truck? Huh? You happy to be back on the truck? Rip? Say, yeah, Mama. Say, I'm comfortable. We about to go to bed, y'all. Oh, get up and try it again in the morning. That's all we can do. But that's what I wanted to come and tell you, y'all. I'm sitting up there talking about Celadon, and my husband company done went bankrupt. Oh, Lord have mercy. He said, well, what am I supposed to do? I said, you ain't supposed to do nothing. I said, is the truck running? Is the cars working? Are you running? Is y'all getting loads? Yeah. I said, okay, well, you ain't supposed to do nothing. Keep trucking. I said, something happened, if they close down and the car don't work or whatever, we gonna come get you and keep it moving. But talk to y'all later.